welcome back to Into the Grove. I'm Ace.
I'm Tori.
I'm a guest star.
Sorry.
You just did like that indie music accent that everyone mocks.
I guess sure. Look, it was purely by accident. I don't know what to say.
Well, this week's topic is r/entitled parents.
Hooray.
And we've each gone through and we've picked up some stories. We might not have read them, but we've found some that are interesting based off the title.
Fuck, I have to grab my notepad for timestamps. Okay, go on.
Bye.
Continue.
Who
Hi,
wants
Tori.
to go first?
Someone else go first. I have an alarm that goes off in like 5 minutes.
You go first, Ace. You're in the middle.
Hold on. I'm adjusting. Was trying to pull up the wheel for later, so I
Trying
wouldn't
to
forget.
grab a pen. Does this pen have ink in it? That's the question.
Okay, 1, 2, or 3.
It does.
5.
2.
The 3.
Okay, I'm gonna choose Tori's because you're being a little shithead. Okay. Mill thinks she deserves to babysit her grandbabies. This is going to be a bit of a long one, but I need to vent this out because I am so annoyed and just infuriated. Really. Let me start this off by saying that I'm very happy, a very happy 29-year-old female living with my husband Alex, 31, and our 4 kids, 7, 4, 2, and 1. My husband and myself had pretty bad childhoods, but I have great contact with my parents, and when we still lived fairly near them, they would come to and help out by cleaning the entire apartment, and overall were amazing. Meanwhile, his family is absolutely insane. His father is in jail and his mom is just batshit shit crazy. There's been so much insane drama with her that a few years ago, when we moved back to the UK from a different country, we went completely no contact with her. Alex has a sister and a brother. We don't talk with the brother, but are really close to his sister. She lives in London and is also non contact with my mill. She recently graduated from uni and she loves our kids, so that's great. The last time we heard from Mill was 2 years ago, which was when we moved, and since then, everything has been calm. Now, time skipped to 3 weeks ago. I was recently looking through old photos and I realized that Alex and I hadn't gone on a proper date in ages. Once every 2 months, we used to take a weekend trip to the beach, mountains, city, etc. before we had kids. And even after our first, we stuck to the tradition and took baby with us. But after our second, we just didn't have the time anymore. We were busy, plus we live by the beach, so if we want a nice outing, we just take a 1-minute stroll there and call it a day. But looking at those photos just brought back this nostalgia of the time spent just the two of us. And after talking with Alex, we decided it would be nice to maybe take a weekend trip down to France the following week. I don't know, and I don't work, and Alex has a flexible schedule. He had to move things around, but overall it wasn't that hard. His sister immediately agreed to come and look after our children, and these kids are excited to see their aunt. The kids are excited to see their aunt. I was a bit sad to leave the babies, but I knew it would be good for our relationship to have some time just for ourselves. So we were all ready for our trip. It was Wednesday, and we were set to go Friday evening. Alex was at work and I was home alone with the children when I heard the doorbell. I go and open the door, and there, standing with a smug grin on her face, is my Mill. I was shocked, to say the least. But how on earth did she find out our address? She doesn't even live in the same country as us, and yet here she was. That's creepy.
That is
Um,
creepy.
oh, is that the newest baby? She pointed at my son, who I was holding. I've never met him. She practically pushed herself in and casually sat in the living room while I tried to figure out what on earth to do. When I asked why she was here, she tried to avoid the topic and instead wanted to see the other kids and bond with them until Alex came home. But I wouldn't let her. It might sound rude of me to, but as I said, she's done incredibly toxic things in the past, before and after I gave birth. So this was to protect our family. Finally, she dropped the sweet grandma mask and revealed the true reason she was here. She persuaded me into letting her spend the weekend with her grandkids. Somehow, she found out we were going to France and leaving the kids with my Sil, and she wasn't having that. She began saying Sil was irresponsible and young. She wouldn't manage taking care of 4 young children for 2 nights. Meanwhile, Mill explained she was experienced after raising 3 children, so she would have no problem. Plus, she was already here. When I said no, she shifted her personality and became serious, which meant yelling at me and telling me she had the right to see her grandbabies and that she would call the police and demand grandparental rights. She claimed I was being abusive and neglectful for planning to leave my children alone for a whole weekend, that she'll call social services and more shit like that. I was getting tired and asked her to leave, but she said she won't, and literally sat on the couch refusing to move. When I called Alex to come home, he was not pleased and got into a heated argument with his mother, which resulted in her finally leaving. However, this whole thing is nuts, and because we cannot figure out how she found out our address or our weekend plans. Sil swears she didn't tell any relatives, and only her colleagues plus roommates knew. As for Mill, she didn't fully leave. I have no idea where she's staying at the moment, but we see her driving a rental car outside of our house constantly, as if she's a surveillance officer. It's so ridiculous and scary, but at the same time, because our older 2 kids are constantly playing outside in the garden without supervision. And while we obviously have a fence and security cameras, it's still a scary thought that she might actually try to snatch one of them. Even though Alex assures me she wouldn't go that far, we ultimately canceled our trip due to fear that try to pull something while we were gone. We're still trying to figure out how she found us, and we're waiting for her to do something that would let us get a restraining order against her. She's a scary woman for sure. That
What
is
the fuck?
in that's insane.
What the fuck?
That is insane. Cause like who that is just like so creepy and insane. Like what the
Ew.
fuck? Why would you go to your grand like your kid's house? Like, how do the my first thought is like the Sill possibly like let it slip on accident or posted it online. That was my first thought, um
Also, how
but
the fuck
like
did she find out?
yeah,
How?
it
How?
it could have all like I personally like I really like knowing what's happened here, that's fucking insane. But also second of all, I want to know what she did in the past.
Dude, I wanna know too. Like,
I want to know what happened in the past, what caused them to initially go not no contact. But also, no one has any right to see anybody. It is not your right to see anybody, child or not. You if you are a grandparent, you don't have to be able to see your grandchildren.
I was gonna say, this sounds as bad as my grandpa, who shows up to my aunt's house like, unannounced, and just because he's the grandpa, that's it. Just because
Mhm.
that's her dad. he shows up, even though nobody likes him.
Yeah. I was looking through the comments really quick, and somebody did like still has to comb through every social media account and make sure there are no mentions anywhere of your trip. She has to talk to every one of those colleagues and roommates in detail and track down every single person that they may have mentioned it to. She should also contact HR to be certain no one has asked for her details. Meantime, you and your husband must do the same.
Oh,
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Get out of here. Leave her alone. Get it. Are you good,
no
baby? Are you good, baby?
dog attacking little
No
cat.
barking.
Oh
Just
no.
barking.
Oh my god.
Bothering her. You good, baby?
Being a little bitch. Be
Yeah,
like that for real.
yeah. It's not the dog we usually sit. It's my grandparents' dog, and he's a handful to say the least. Um, but anyways, aside from that little interruption of dog,
Oh,
it's like this comment says like me like all that, and then meantime you and your husband should do the same. Anyone husband had talked to move things around at work, anyone at work, every neighbor and friend, until you find out where the leak was. You won't be able to plug it. Chances are high that it was some innocent remark that reached the wrong ears. Those people need to know that in your case there is danger in the most innocent information sharing. And I
Never
completely
have
agree
I
with that.
ever heard of such entitlement.
Were you able to hear the whole thing?
No.
so
I
ba-
was in the laundry room.
So TLDR for you, Tori. Mill showed up while it was just OP there. Came in with a very sweet and innocent act. We don't know what happened in the past to cause them to go no contact, but at this point they were no contact. Mill had no idea where they lived, had no idea that they were having a trip this weekend. But Mill found out somehow, found
That's
their
just
address.
creepy. That's just
Yes.
stalkerish.
And was demanding the right to see her grandchildren and basically just being overall very insistent and stalkerish. And at the end of the story, the OP says that they are talking, that Mill is driving a rental around outside their house almost like they're being surveyed.
That's just stalker behavior.
Yes.
Yikes.
Um and the only person that they told and like that really knew was their sill, but the sill is also no contact, and the sill swears that they didn't tell anyone, any family, because there's likely family members that are still in contact with Mill.
Yikes. That's
Yeah.
so dumb. The fact that like there's people out there that think they have this right where they have to see people. I know there are some states with grandparents' rights, which is fucking stupid because they should
Not
not.
even this isn't the United States. This is UK.
Yeah. It's stupid grandparents' rights though because like
Yeah.
why should the grandparent have rights to where they have to see the child? They're not the parent.
Yeah, I
Be
feel
quiet.
like
You did not give birth to that person's child.
grandparent grandparents' rights are a very sketchy thing because in a case like this, it's safer for them not to have grandparents' rights, but it's also
Clearly,
there's
because
times where it's safer for
their
there to be grandparents' rights.
grandparent is literally a
Insane.
stalker.
Yeah, and at the beginning, it was said that the Phil, father-in-law, was in jail. So
Mm.
insane parents for the dad, for the husband.
That poor man.
So yeah, Jesus,
Alrighty.
that is insane.
I got a short one.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
Ooh.
actually the longest of mine, but it is still short. I picked like shorter ones.
um, yeah. If it's super short, we can probably do two of yours in a row.
E. Let me just write down when we stop talking about yours. Okay, so here we have. This one is called "She's Under 10, so she eats for free," by outside underscore the underscore walls. Um, this one goes, I own a small restaurant, classic American foods, decent prices, kid friendly. One of our policies is that kids 10 and under can get anything off the kids' menu for free. The stuff on the kids' menu is cheap, like a bowl of mac and cheese with some chicken nuggets isn't breaking my bank on food costs. A hot dog and some fries aren't gonna bankrupt me. Last night, I was sitting in the office watching some YouTube videos when I noticed a family that I know personally. Their daughter, 12 female, is friends with my granddaughter, 13 female. When I see people I know, I have a tendency to sort of take over the table. The server still gets the tip, but I give the table a lot of extra attention. So I stop over and say hi, and I check their ticket in the computer out of curiosity. The dad got our 22-ounce porterhouse with a fully dressed potato, butter, cheese, sour cream, bacon, chili, ranch dressing, and crispy fried onions. So that is a lot of toppings for one
Yeah.
potato. Uh, the mom got
Oh
our
my.
fried catfish and hush puppies. The daughter got our pulled pork cheeseburger with onion rings. Note, daughter ordered off the main menu, not the kids' menu. Anyway, they spend about 40 minutes eating, drinking, and generally being merry. Both myself and their server are keeping an eye on their drinks, making sure they are having a good experience. I even gave them 5 free credits on the jukebox just to be nice. I head back to the office to get a phone call, and while I'm back there, I notice a commotion on the cameras at that very same table. Before I can make it to the dining room, the server is in the kitchen heading towards my office. Apparently, there was a mistake with their tab, and their daughter's meal should have been free. The server tried to explain that only applies to items on the kids menu, and the girl had ordered off the main menu. The explanation fell on deaf ears. So I head out to solve the problem. I explain that not only did the girl order off the main menu, but I know for a fact that their daughter is not 10 or under, since my granddaughter had been to her 12th birthday party back in March. The mom tried to argue, but the dad put his hand up, apologized for his wife's behavior, and passed me his card to pay. Before they had even left my establishment, the mom had already left a nasty and completely false Google review stating that we lie about our policies and kids don't really get free meals. Listen. Okay, so that was the end of that story. I will admit,
What?
Wild.
I did fully eat off of the kids' menu probably until I was 14. In my defense, I did not look my age at all. I was very tiny and very thin. I was like bottom percentile as a kid, so I was just really tiny and all that. Like I had a doctor think I was malnourished and try and put me on protein shakes. Um, so for me eating off the kids menu, it was fine because that was an amount of food that I could eat. I could not eat the like adult menu stuff. I wouldn't finish it, so it was a waste of money. And,
Mhm.
That's completely fair.
I was totally fine with eating the kids menu stuff. And since I
Yeah,
looked of the age to order off the kids menu, there was never a problem. So that's
yeah.
fine if you're going to. I don't mind when people like say their 12-year-old is 10 for restaurants, not like experiences. If it's an experience, like people trying to get their kids into amusement parks for free and lying and say their kids under the age, no. But for restaurants, I don't mind as much because the thing about kids' menu is it is usually cheaper food items, as the restaurant owner mentions here. That like it's all stuff that is cheaper than what they sell, like their main food
Yeah.
items. So you know you're not really costing them anything extra. But also, there's a kids menu for a reason. You are to order off of the kids menu to get that kids menu deal, no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's ridiculous. Like it I can understand having your kid order off the uh kids menu if they're not going to eat a lot or anything
Yeah.
because, it's
No,
not a huge
because
deal. But
You're saving a little bit of money, and it's not like your kid's gonna be starving if it's an amount of food that they would normally eat.
yeah, no, because I know a lot of I work in a restaurant. A lot of people who do not eat a lot order off of that menu. Even older people, we let because we don't have a what's it called?
a smaller
Older
portion
people.
size.
Yeah, we don't
So
have smaller portion size. Like
Or
for
like
older
an
people, we
elderly
let older
discount.
people. We don't offer that either.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because if I say all the discounts we don't offer, it was gonna sound like we don't we don't like old people.
I work at a small business, so like we don't really do those deals either.
No,
Unless
because we
there's
don't
like a
give military
special
like
day.
discounts. We don't give elderly discounts. Um, yeah, no, we don't do that.
To be fair, the big
yeah,
corporations typically don't either.
Oh
yeah.
shit, they're worse than us.
And you're just like a small business. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not like as big of a deal. If it's a small business, it's less of like, oh, you should do this because you have that. No, you're a small business trying to survive. People
They
can pay a
just
few
need to
bucks to eat
like
there.
they need enough to keep the building open. Rent's
Yeah,
expensive.
Yeah, you don't
yeah,
say.
I
You
but
don't say. No, but
but
what I think that's wild about this, with the story, is that
hmm
they thought ordering off the regular menu and say we deserve the deal. What?
Also, the fact that they tried to
uh,
argue despite the fact that they know that this person knows their child.
it
Yeah.
It's
it at
like,
that point it's a
what?
thing of cut your losses and accept that you got caught and cut your losses. It's like as well as
Don't be a bitch.
I could never like take the moment. I could never fathom trying to get a um a full meal, a full big meal,
hmm
like a 16-ounce steak or something for free.
Yeah, it's also the fact that this is a very generous kids policy that they have,
It
Yeah.
is that the
is.
food is free off of the kids menu
Oh,
for kids
Uh,
under 10. I've
usually,
never been to a place where it was free for kids under 10. It was always like discounted, or it was like, oh, you
yeah.
get a free drink and like a dessert off of the kids menu. So that's
Dude,
very
that policy is
generous.
generous. Wow.
Yeah,
uh,
so, and then to order off of the regular menu. That food is expensive typically because it's their main menu items. And it sounds like they have some pretty nice, like, main menu items, a 22-ounce porterhouse steak with a dressed potato with all of those toppings that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then they sell catfish too.
which
Damn.
don't sell catfish.
No.
No, they usually
This
sell
sounds like a
tilapia.
Yeah, this sounds like a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, for all we know, it could be like the shittiest shit
Yeah.
restaurant ever, but from just the menu, it sounds like a decent restaurant.
It
And it's
sounds
like,
like a place that I would go into fully knowing that I'm going to be spending a good bit of money on food, you know?
yeah.
Like, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna expect an $8 plate of food there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
expect
Yeah,
probably
no.
at least 15 to
Yeah.
$20.
Depending what you're ordering.
I don't eat
Yeah.
steak, so mine is usually a bit cheaper.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
do.
I eat
So mine are
steak.
more
Yeah.
sensitive.
Yeah, my
Uh,
steak's expensive, guys.
you see, this is
It's so
why
good,
I
but
let
it's so
my dad
expensive.
go find the deals. He goes to go find all the deals he can on steak because he knows we like steak and he knows where to get the good deals from.
I'll
I don't
also
know how this
mention
I
man does it.
I was a very picky eater
specifically
as a kid, so like
Mhm.
I literally wouldn't eat anything other than some of the kids' menu stuff. Like I would not
Oh,
eat
yeah.
like a chicken sandwich that had cheese or anything like that on it. it had to be very basic, and a lot of places wouldn't sell that, or it would be like me making 50 different requests of them to remove things, which is just inconvenient to them. So,
That is
That's
when
kind of why I only ordered steak because I can make it
yeah.
simple.
Yeah, no, me too. Cause steak is such a simple thing. Like, and they'll be like, "Oh, do you want any like thing on it?" And no,
No,
just a steak, please,
but yeah,
and
like
sounds like me
fries.
ordering a burger.
Yeah,
so that's just like, come on, especially the fact that they knew the person who owned the restaurant and they still expected that. That's just like the entitlement of, I know you, so you have to give me this discount, which like
No, because I'll
it's a
say it.
new level of
I'll say
entitlement.
it. A lot of people in the restaurant I work in do that shit, and because I'm somebody who actually puts everything you order in, they get a little upset with me. They're like, "Oh, they usually give this," and I'm like, "Well, you were actually supposed to charge it." They get mad at me. I kind of like, well, that means the other people are doing wrong. How many times have you done this?
also the amount of times I've seen a husband and wife come into my job, right? And the wife is giving me a
Hmm.
hard time, and I could just see the embarrassment on the husband's face of him having to deal with her acting like that. And this story had that exact same thing where the husband's like, "No, hold, we'll pay for it.
Well,
Come on,
take
honey.
the card. Take the card.
Take the card. We'll get out of your face." Because that's literally
Yeah,
what happens to me so many times at my job.
yeah. It when people are like,
I'm sorry
yeah,
for their
it should
loss.
be this, it should be this, it should be that, blah 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 blah. And why is it always? It's almost always the wives for some reason. Like I've seen
I
so many
don't.
stories of the wives specifically, and I do see stories of of the husbands and
I've
shit.
had one of a guy. They
Yeah,
were
but
called me a slur.
damn.
this
But for the most part, I hear stories of the wives.
Yeah, it's like the Karen stereotype, which,
Yeah, and
like, I
it
only
doesn't
approve
help.
of that stereotype
Yep.
because I have to deal with them all the time.
Yeah, a little fun fact: one of my friends from high school, well, not friends, somebody I was kind of friends with, and called my mom a Karen.
Hey, I
You know
will
what's fun?
fully sit here and
Well, you know what's
admit my dad is a male Karen.
My mom
oh
is
god.
sweet, man. My
One of
mom's a
my somebody I used to talk to in high school, their mom was like this. They're like, "Oh," I was talking to my friend and I was like, they were joking and they're like, "Oh, do we get a discount?"
No.
Haha, you're joking, right?
No, you don't.
No. And then I sat there like I looked at my friend and was like, "Is she always like this?" Yes. I was like,
I
"Oh."
have
Yeah, no,
customers.
you don't.
I have customers come in, they're like, "Do you give a veterans discount?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's 5%." Which I know it's kind of a sucky discount, but I as an employee only get like a 10% discount there. So um
Oh
you
god.
know, we just don't give big discounts because we are a small business and it costs so much to keep our building open.
Mm-hmm.
That like we can't just be giving out discounts willy-nilly. We'll do them for
Mm-hmm.
holidays. We'll do certain like deals for holidays of, hey, you spend $50 here and you get a free gift. You know,
We
but
don't.
we
But
can't do
okay.
much. But they'll ask if we do like a veterans discount. I'm like, yeah, it's 5%. They're like, do you give an elderly discount? I'm like, yeah, it's 5%. They're like, so can I have both of those? I'm like, no, they don't stack like that. You get 5% off. You can choose if you want that 5% to be under the
No,
military or
you
the
don't.
elderly discount. That's your choice.
You know what's crazy? I had a phone call a couple years back. This is a actual story that happened to me. And there was this man on the phone line. He was arguing with me for about 5 minutes. That's a very long phone call, by the way. Phone calls are not supposed to be longer than 30 seconds when you're taking to go orders, or up to a minute, the most two.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes arguing if we had a senior discount. I kept telling him no. He said it's all over you guys's menus, and I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, all right, fine, let me order tater tots. We don't offer tater tots. Man was calling the wrong fucking place and arguing with me for a senior discount that we didn't have at the wrong place.
Oh,
What was wrong with this man? He apologized. Like, oh, I'm sorry, and it hung up immediately. I wasted 5 minutes of time because of this.
And you know that you got yelled at by like a manager for spending that long on the phone. You just know that.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
I
lucky.
didn't, luckily.
God.
I kid you not. I looked at my coworker who also does phone managing of me. I said, I hate this job. Just looked at her and said, I hate this job sometimes.
Yeah, no, not fun. When I worked at like bigger retail places, the best part was I could always just go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know. There's my manager. You could go ask them." So I was
Wasn't
always
proud to
like
do that.
pushing people onto the managers. I was like, "Oh, I'm new here. It's only my second day." To be fair, it was actually my second month, but listen, as long as they're not like a repeat shopper, you can continue to tell them that lie.
No,
And
I've been
if
there for
they
5 years.
were
They all
repeat,
recognize me now.
if they were repeat, oh, I actually quit and I just came back, so it is my first day. uh, I can't do that anymore now that I work at a small business and I'm basically the manager. So now they are my problem actually. Um, and they make sure to make themselves my problem. They're very insistent.
Sometimes, when I have people like this, because I know I get a little too angry too quickly. I walk away. Mid conversation, I walk away. Hand over my manager, be like, hey, can you manage that? I can't deal with it right now. Like, oh
That's
yeah, sure.
your problem now. You deal with
That's
them.
your problem now. If you don't want a bigger problem, go for it. The worst part is, wait, I got another story for y'all. And these are all from when I worked in a restaurant. Except for Reddit.
Working
So I was
retail or working food service is like the most entitled people you'll ever meet, by the way, guys.
I think love you guys so much. But I think
Mhm.
we should save these stories for when we have work stories.
That is true.
wait, that's on the wheel?
Yes, because of how
Yeah.
many times I brought up my work stories.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is on the wheel. And I'm so
It
excited
should
to
be.
just yell about the idiots I deal with all the time.
It should
Anyways,
be.
you have an entitled parent story, Augusto. I know you do, because we talked about that we all picked out stories, so it's your turn.
I have one which is called on the medium length one or a shorter one.
Whichever you want.
We'll do the one where it says entitled parent, entitled mom hits my car, doesn't exchange information, runs away. So it's a hit and run. And this is by No Departure 102. So I, male 22, was driving last week to go pick up my younger sister from school. I recently just got a car as a graduation gift, and I pride myself as taking good care of it. So back to the story. I was at an intersection, and my light just turned green. I move out of nowhere, and I move, and out of nowhere, a car to my right and completely ignores the red light, and she strikes my passenger side. I get out of the car a little bit in shock. The woman who I say about is an early mid-30s starts yelling at me. Then she starts at and she asks slightly, why did you go through the red light? I respond, but nervously because she looks pissed. And then I tell her I had a green light. She says, no, why? I was texting. I just put my phone down. The light was green. And of course, it's a texter. I'm trying to explain how I had the green light, and then process what she just said. Her two kids are yelling at me too, saying that their mom is always right. Stupid. One of them, who I think is probably 12 or 13, got out of the car and said I was at fault. His mom did nothing wrong. That's sad. Um, I'm going to assume he's also on his phone since again I had the green, she had the red. Her daughter also shouted that I was in the wrong. Asked her for insurance information because I was trying to calm down the situation, and then she went back to her car as her son, and they just sped off. I realized she also had no plates. Oh, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I called the cops and a tow truck, and the people who stayed to check on me validated my story to the cops. My parents are also going to kill me since they paid a lot of money for that car. I have a job too, but it doesn't pay a ton on hourly. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. going to able to afford some repairs. Thankfully, it wasn't totaled. I don't want to be constantly borrowing one of my parents' cars. But again, I'm really pissed that she had the audacity to A, text while driving, B, proceed to gaslight me, C, run off without exchanging insurance information, although it's probably unlikely she had any seeing she didn't have plates.
I'm
There's an
sure that
update.
there's
Update.
can we talk about this before we go to the update? Because I do
Yes.
want to like talk about it a little bit. I feel like so as I'm pretty sure that there is things in insurance that are like if you are involved in a hit and run, you don't have to pay anything because you were not at fault.
Depends on the
I think
insurance.
so.
But it's
Yeah.
and it's also a thing of if the police can track them down, you could absolutely fucking sue that app. If you can track
Text and
them down.
drivers are awful. Like, come on
Like,
now. It can
put your phone
wait.
down.
I yell at my
Put your phone
younger
down.
sibling all the time for the fact that they simply cannot go without responding to a message. Like, they will be responding to a message to anyone but me, by the way. They do not respond to me quickly, but they will respond
Wow.
in under 10 seconds to anyone. And there was a point where my younger sibling worked at my job and I was constantly yelling at them. And I was like, you cannot be doing that. Like, your friends can wait. They can wait an hour for you to respond. Like, they can wait 20 minutes until you're on your break to respond. They do not need you to respond within 10 seconds, which is why I'm such a bad texter, is because I do make people wait. Because, like, I don't like that people are just expected to respond immediately now that, like, texting is a big thing. So I just don't. I love and I appreciate the people who are texting me because typically it's just my friends and family, but you can't expect an answer right away. I have other things that I need to give my attention to, and people who text and drive are not that type of people. They cannot give their
So
attention to anything else.
so my mom is a little bit is like a little bit in that area, but also she is a good driver. Um, the only time my mom really texts while she's driving, and usually if I'm in the car with her, I will text for her.
Same, my mom will
Like,
hand the
she'll
phone
tell
over and
me,
just,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
do.
she'll tell me what she wants sent and stuff. If as long as I'm in the car with her, I'll be texting for her and stuff. But there will be times, and especially when I was younger, when I wasn't able to do that because I wasn't old enough to sit in the front seat. I wasn't old enough to do any of that stuff. Um, but my grandma has a lot of help, and we pay people to go and help her because she can't really take care of herself. But she's also disabled in a way that she can't really live in the assisted facilities because she's in a wheelchair. She's been in a wheelchair my entire life because she got hit. This is the grandma that got hit by a car, by the way. Um,
Crazy.
um, yeah, this is so she like she doesn't have knees anymore. I'm pretty sure, because of that accident. Um, I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but I'd have to ask my mom and be like, "Hey, what
Hey,
exactly is wrong with grandma's
does
legs?
grandma have knees?
Does grandma have knees anymore?
Did they get taken away?
Did a gremlin take the knees?" um, but uh, either way, she doesn't have the muscle mass to be able to lift herself out of her bed and into her chair anymore because of a procedure she had done a long time ago. So my grandma's helpers have to put something underneath her to lift her up and put her into her chair. She, but with that being said, those helpers, we get new ones all the time, and there's times where my mom has not met some, or there's things that come up that they need to like let my mom know or tell my mom like, hey, we're out of this thing, put that on the like you're going to the store right now, there's this thing that we need, yada yada. Or like there's an issue with my grandma that, and my mom will see it and she'll text back, but in like if like we're going around, she's usually pretty careful about it, but it's a little you shouldn't really text and drive, but
No.
you shouldn't text and drive even if you're trying to be careful about it. But my mom's done it, and my mom really only does it for that stuff. If it's me, if I'm texting her or anything, she will not respond
Same.
until she is at a stop sign or anything like that.
Or she'll call me.
Or
That's what my mom
yeah,
does.
yeah,
Yeah,
She'll
like
be
same
like,
here.
hey, I'm driving right now. What do you need to tell me?
yeah, like that's how my mom is as well. So that's the thing. I feel like that's what a lot of people need to start learning to do. If you are driving, just call the person. If they
Uh,
text you, call them.
when I
If they can't
drive,
pick
I
up,
actually
oh
throw
well.
my phone onto the back seat, so I will not be responding.
I
It
don't
is
hear
fully
notifications because I have my
behind me.
music
I
on.
cannot see that
Yeah.
thing. It could be on the floor for all I know. It might have fallen.
So one thing I do is I'll use Siri.
That's usually what my
RIP to all those
mom
Android
does.
users. I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure they have
My
Yeah,
mom
alternative.
has an Apple Watch, so she'll just like
yeah,
talk to her watch and be like,
yeah,
"Tell so and so this,"
yeah. And
which is the much safer way
like
to go about it.
yeah, yeah. Like if
I
I
always put up
remember
mine.
something and I'm like, oh, I need to tell my mom something, I'll be like, hey, I'm not gonna say it because I got my phone right here.
Hey Siri. No, no,
Yeah.
turn off, turn off. Oh,
Forgot you had that set
no,
up,
the
huh?
power off of the device. I
Oh
forgot I
my
had an iPad.
but um, like I'll say,
My
hey,
iPad.
I like text my mom, and in my mom I have my mom as creator, so every time I have to go, hey blank,
I'm sorry,
text
what?
creator.
Creator, you
Yeah,
heard it. You heard him.
yeah, my mom's creator. Do you want to know what my dad is?
My
Sperm
mom
donor.
is my mom is just mom with two hearts next to
Mine
her
is just
name.
Um,
I
mother.
didn't
Mine is
even
just
put the
mother.
hearts there. Someone took my phone and added emojis to my mom's name.
uh, my brother is the demon above.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mine's just bro.
Mine are
My
my siblings are actually just in my phone as their first names, all of them.
mhm. I
Mine's just bro. He gets nothing special. He's just
I
bro.
one of my friends was called Anxiety Ball on my phone. Um, somebody I have not talked to in a long time is the Anime King, annoying Mr. Heaven Hendricks.
I'm the type of person who will put where I know someone from next to their name because I will forget. I'll be like, who the hell is this? So like everyone is just called like coworker, roommate, class, like, or like if I know them from a class, English next to their name.
Like for a while I did that as well. Like I have some like people from like a camp I went to, and it goes Ava last name Camp Algonquin, because I went there and she went there as well. Like these are like girls that I was in the same cabinet with, and I so yeah, it's like, oh, interesting.
I did
Yeah,
babysitting
like
for a bit, so I just have people as like their first name, their child's name, and then mom. It's like, ah, yes, that's that person's mom. Because otherwise, I'm like, who the hell is this person texting me? Who's Tara? What? And then I'll be like, oh, it's that kid's mom. Oh, she's asking if I can babysit her kid again. Okay.
You know, I just have everybody as their name. Funny profile pictures. I forgot
I
I
just
had one of my friend's mom on here.
I just realized I never edited my ex's contact.
There's one. There's apparently one name that has a weird name, and it's Fish Boy in my contacts.
What?
It's just Fish
What?
Boy. I did put in parentheses the person's name, so clearly past me knew that, hey, I should probably clarify who this is.
Yeah, and one of my real life friends from high school is called Angry Demon.
There's a
For
question
con-
mark next to someone's name in my contacts. Because I didn't know who
like,
they
who
were.
is this? Who is this? There was one time, so I had somebody in my phone as Cinnamon Roll for a while, and I didn't know who that was, so I had to text him like, "Who is this? I have you as Cinnamon Roll." Okay. Anyways, let's get back to
Yes, the
topic.
update. The
There's an
update.
update. There's an update.
There
This is
is
the
an
one.
update.
Yeah, the
After
update.
my car was towed, I went straight to police station. I did not read that correctly. Oh my god. I went straight to the police station. I gave her and the car description, and thankfully there were cameras, which frankly I haven't seen before. They were well hidden. And they have the footage and they know what to look for. They sent a police car to that school and quickly identified the car. Entitled mother has been arrested for reckless endangerment, driving with an expired license, driving without insurance, and hit and run. Apparently, this is the third time this woman has done this, and her driver license expired 3 years ago. Talk about being a criminal.
Oh,
I am taking her to court for destroying my car and then trying to blame me. I'll post a court case once the court case is over. By the way, that was 6 days ago, so we might be getting another update eventually.
oh my god. What the hell?
Hey, karma's a bitch.
Bitch. Sorry.
My best friend has a knife emoji next to their name.
Oh my god.
What?
There's a knife emoji next to my best friend's name.
Ah.
Why? I will never know. Yeah, it's mainly just like people from my classes or my old jobs, and it's just work, 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 manager, work, roommate, 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 or English, 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 trials, trials, trials. There's like a group from apparently a sociology
Oh
class
my
I
god.
took. Can't tell you who they are or what sociology class it was, but apparently I know them from sociology.
Oh my god, you so really quick. You remember the wedding or graduation at Am I the Asshole? We might be getting an update soon. It's past August.
Oh! Oh
Oh.
yeah, I forgot about that. Alright, who has a. Do we want to do like one more short story? We're at
Um
47. Or we
yeah,
could probably fit one
do-
long one.
yeah,
Mhm.
do one more short.
Alrighty.
Yeah, do one more short.
Okay. We'll see. Okay, so this one is here. I'm just gonna write down timestamp real quick. That's 48 minutes in to make Ace's job easier.
Cute.
I've been writing down what time we've been talking about each thing so that you can make your little
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah.
So we have my cousin sends our family her child's Christmas list each year, and it's completely insane. By uh Panda Hales, Hayls.
Oh, we forgot to read out the name.
I haven't been forgetting. I've done it
I
every
forgot.
I could
time.
have forgot. I
I
never.
forgot.
I think Augusta said it,
Oh,
maybe.
then
I
I just
did.
forgot.
We
Oh, okay.
got
Don't worry.
every November, I, 24 female, receive a dreaded text in our extended family group chat from my cousin, 35F. The text includes a highly detailed Christmas list from her 5-year-old, who we'll call Penny. The items are always expensive, obscure, and very hard to find. Additionally, she expects us to reply with the item we have purchased, then sends back the updated list with that item checked off. Each year, there's exactly the number of items for people in the chat, and once people hurry to claim the cheapest ones, you're left with $100 to $300 items to choose from. My cousin is an only child, and her mom caters to this, as well as her dad. But the rest of us are pretty sick of it. Last year, someone didn't follow the list and said they'd already bought something else in the group chat, and she responded that isn't what Penny wants this year, which made them feel guilty for not adhering to this insanity. Now, some backstory. Penny has autism, is nonverbal, and the sweetest child ever. My cousin and her husband are good parents for the most part, but they are a little self focused. For example, they are both collectors of things like manga and toys and lose their minds if Penny touches their things, and the home is full of their collections. They have an entire room dedicated to this, which they call the fun room, and their daughter isn't allowed in. Not so fun. Now, here's the kicker: the items on the list are almost always part of a collection, either vintage, certain edition, this or that, and tons of Beanie Babies. They have started a toy collection similar to their own for Penny, but it's a lot of things I've never seen her enjoy or show much interest in. One year, the most excitement she showed was for the box, and she loves Disney movies and Paw Patrol, but never has she gotten gifts related to these things. Also, we suggested some gifts like a toy kitchen or something interactive and sensory, and they shut that down in favor of expensive Legos. Star Wars Lego? She's 5. I know damn well that's going straight to Daddy's fun room. This year, I'm getting her an Ariel doll and matching dress. I'm stopping the madness. That's it.
Oh my god, those parents.
Honestly, to me,
I feel like
it
they're
sounds
taking
like they,
advantage.
yeah, it sounds like, first of all, they had a child just so that they could collect these child items. They could care less if it's stuff their kid actually likes. They just wanted to be able to collect these more like childish items, these vintage like toys and stuff, Beanie Babies, when their kid has no interest in it, which is like absurd that they're gonna ask for such expensive things for, first and foremost, a 5-year-old, but also when the 5-year-old doesn't even care about the items they're getting. Like, come on.
What? Quit it.
Um, yeah, and the fact that you expect people to spend $100 to $300 on an item for your 5-year-old for Christmas, when that's probably not the only that's definitely not the only person they're shopping for. Like if there's other kids in the family, if they're buying for that one kid, they're probably buying for others. Like it
Oh,
shouldn't be more than $30 on the kid.
also, when if a kid sees that you get, like, I know this for a fact because this was a thing that happened in my house in with my aunt. It's an aunt that I don't really like to see very much because okay, me and my cousin, her son are a month and 5 days apart in
Mhm.
age. When we were like 12, not 12, we were like 11, she bought me an Elmo game. A fucking Elmo game. Why would I? Why would you? What? That confused me.
I will say, so my family, we have pretty much, this is how our Christmas gifting for extended family works. Up until you hit 18, you do get you get a singular gift from each family in the extended family for Christmas. Those gifts are typically no more than like, you're not spending $50 per gift. It's usually pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
no.
Like I usually was just given like a $20 gift card to Amazon, or even like $10 to $15 gift cards, or just
That's
hand a
how it
$20
was in my.
bill. Um, So that's normally what would happen. Like once you got over the age of 13, you stopped getting like actual gifts. It was kind of just gift card or money. And then once you hit 18, you get nothing. Nothing,
Yeah,
nothing, nothing. Only thing that people over 18 in my family get is a stocking from grandma every year. She's very consistent, and it's normally just a bunch of socks and like gloves, which lifesaver. Thank you, grandma. She has the necessities down. It's normally socks, a pair of gloves, and then like some little like knickknack item that everyone gets. She got me
yeah,
a
and
really cool pen the other year. I liked that.
for for like for my family, it's a thing of every kid, every like grandkid, kid, whatever, gets a present around the same price
Yeah.
or basically the same exact thing because if you are a kid and you're old enough to understand money and everything, like you're 10, 12 at that point, like you're getting to understand how expensive things are, and you see that your cousin gets this $400 fucking Lego set, and
Also,
then
this is a
you get
5-year-old. They're not playing with
yeah,
Legos.
yeah. First of all, 5-year-olds I don't think are even
No, I
supposed to
think
play with
they're
Legos.
below the age range because
Yeah,
they're still likely to try and swallow it.
yeah. But even even then, like if you're a kid and you see that your cousin gets this super expensive gift and then you get maybe like a $20 gift, you're
It doesn't
immediately gonna
feel
be like,
nice.
it doesn't. You're gonna immediately be like, oh, why couldn't I get something like that?
My family also tends to spoil the babies for holidays, which I totally get because the babies are the ones
Mhm.
that need so many things. Like, you know, the parents are buying diapers, they're buying formula, they're buying all of these essentials. So for holidays, it really helps out when the family gets them the more like little toy things and like clothing. So that I'm fine with. I don't care if the babies get more.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the babies do
but
need more. And then
yeah,
usually
True.
after the age of like, I'd say 8, you get less, or you get stuff that is the
yeah,
same price range as everybody else. For example,
You guys, sorry, finish. I was like,
uh,
train of thought.
my so I have an aunt and uncle that I fully know get their gifts for people from Five Below because I've found the stuff that they got me at Five Below. So they would shop when I was like 12. At 12 to 18, I was always getting stuff from them from Five Below, and it was usually just little like things to do, like crafts or something, you know.
mhm,
Which, like, I
yeah,
appreciate just getting a gift at that age because, you know, they don't even
yeah,
have to do that. So I didn't mind. But I did
100%.
find their stuff that they got me at Five Below. So, like, I know they spent $5 on me, but they spent $5 on everyone else around my age. My younger sibling got a $5 Five Below craft kit, too. It's just the act of giving the gift is nice enough.
Like, here's the
Oh,
thing.
no.
If
Um,
you're My biggest thing is if you're gonna give gifts to people, try to make sure they're around the same price if
Hmm.
they're the same type of relationship.
Yes, and it depends on age, too, because, you
Yeah,
know.
like
I was
if
gonna be like,
like
the
yeah,
way I do it because I started finally giving gifts on my own end.
Hmm.
I didn't want to cut y'all off.
No, go ahead,
so
go ahead.
so the way I do it is because um I only give the minors, anybody below 18, gifts depending on what they like and what they enjoy. So I actively try to search something that's specifically something they
Hmm.
like a specific niche thing. I get my more direct family more expensive stuff.
Yeah,
I
same.
give my second direct family less expensive stuff. So people I can actually buy for because I know them. So like my cousins, if I know I'm going to see them this year in Christmas, I will get them something. Never over $60 because I know my bank account is suffering. But I usually look at what I do is usually look at like discounts because I know Hot Topic has like, hey, here's your massive coupon. I use that. I
Yeah,
kid you not.
I do
I
the
use
same
that.
thing. I got
So
Costco has the
I
big
go at the deal.
squishmallows, and I bought like a
No,
bunch of them and just
I
gave them as
buy
gifts.
I buy everybody's gifts during Black Friday sales where it's like,
That's
hey,
fair
buy this,
though.
you get something free. So I buy my mom $60 hoodie, get my cousin a free one, and then get my because my mom's birthday's on Christmas, I get her two gifts. My
I'm
dad
a
has a sensory issue. I get him more expensive stuff
I'm a
because of the
serial
blah.
regifter. I will just regift things because okay,
oh yeah,
love my extended
No, that's
family.
fair.
They don't know who I am.
yeah,
They don't know what
No,
I
I guess that.
like. There were like 3 years in a row where they just bought me straight makeup. And like
yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
wear
That's
like makeup. I don't wear lipstick and they were all buying me lipstick. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? I never used
give it
it,
to
so
my
I
mom.
would just regift it to like someone I knew actually liked makeup and would use it.
And stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I if you don't, I hate to say this. like I don't know how people things with like thrifting, like used stuff. Sometimes if we're like not in a good financial situation, we'll go thrifting to see if we find anything people would like that looks new and clean. Peace.
I wouldn't mind that. I mean, especially if I know the person thought out and like knew that was something I would like. I don't care if they thrifted it. I don't care if they bought it secondhand. Just the fact that they
Yeah, no,
know what
because
I like, which my extended family usually does not. Like,
my
It's
extended family, because I don't know if this is just, I don't know what this is, how I can explain it, but my direct cousins, first part of family, we know each other very well, and we hardly see during Christmas. We only invite direct family.
mhm.
We usually don't have big parties, so it's only direct family. And again, only the younger ones get gifts, and the other people that get gifts are the people who give a lot, and we know they give a lot out. It's like one of my uncles, he gives everybody gifts. He
Yes, I
gets
have an
nothing in
aunt who
return,
does that.
so we give him stuff.
I
I
have an
started buying
aunt.
him stuff. I
To be
might
fair, my
actually buy
aunt
him a sweater
buys
this
the
year.
same thing for everyone from the dollar store, so like everyone gets a
yeah.
slinky.
Yeah,
Dude,
my
I
mom
would
is
live for a
one of the
Slinky.
parents. My mom is one of the parents that gives something to everybody, all like the kids. It's the exact same thing for the most part, especially since we're all around the same age. Because I
Turn
think the
little.
youngest one is, at least on my
Oh,
dad's side of the family, is like 12. That's the youngest we have.
damn.
Damn, my
So
extended family's young. It's all little
well,
I
kids.
think
this
the
is
youngest
also
for
this
us
is also
is
like a bit more
9.
direct family. This is a little bit more of a
And
direct family. We do have a little bit more extended family or family that I just never see ever.
oh no,
But
I'm talking about direct family too.
yeah, we have like a like my cousin, the youngest cousin is like 12, I think. Um,
My
there
youngest
might be
cousin's
a bit
two.
younger. Yeah, that's
Actually,
fair.
no, some were just born, actually. That's a lie.
Oh my
Some were
god.
just born.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Happy birthday?
Happy
But
birthday!
happy birthday.
Happy
Oh,
birthday if you were just born.
They were
yeah,
born like a week
That
ago.
is a wild sentence.
but
My bad, G.
but so uh and so a big thing with my family is after the age of 18, when you turn 18, like after like you graduate high school and you're above the age of 18, you don't get any gifts anymore really. You might get like a gift card from our grandparents and stuff, but that's about it. Um but you also get then participate in the white elephant, basically in the gift exchange.
We don't do
And
that.
that
I
is
wish we
so
did.
yeah,
I get
my
nothing for Christmas from extended family.
yeah.
Actually,
Um,
Grandma gives me a gift card every year because I'm her favorite.
and I
Nice
am
flex.
one of the exceptions to the rule of only getting one gift because my birthday is 5 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
So extended family tends to give me a gift card as well as the gift, or at least
But
tended
that
to.
makes sense.
Yeah, like I'm the exception because my birthday is so close.
They might not see you for your birthday, so then they can give
Yeah.
you your gift then.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. I know for a fact. My family has never seen me on my birthday, unless you're a close family, because Christmas planning and Christmas bullshit. I hate having a birthday right before Christmas.
My birthday
Whoa.
also
My
landed.
mom plans it on Christmas.
I won't say what holiday, but my birthday does land near a holiday. So growing up, like most of the time, I would just get gifts from my family, like extended family, at that holiday party. So
Yeah.
it would be like, here you go. Here's your present. I'm not gonna see you on your birthday or probably till Christmas. So here you go.
I can say when's my
For
birthday.
mhm.
And so mine's like a few days after or before Mother's Day, depending where it lands.
Oh.
So it goes like, here, mom, have your gift. Here's your gift kit. Thanks, mom. I
Just an
kid you not.
exchange. Here you go. Thank you.
Basically,
Yeah. I bullet. I I personally hate having a birthday near Christmas because I have never had a birthday party on my birthday
Yeah,
because
that's a sucky
you
one.
can't. You physically can't because people will not show up.
That is a sucky one.
It
Luckily,
is.
I have a birthday that doesn't have that problem, because, yeah.
You don't have a you don't have like a huge holiday.
No, it's not a huge
Mine is still that
holiday. It's a much
problem too.
smaller one. It's not like an
Yeah,
as intensely celebrated holiday either.
yeah. And like
Mine.
with like December, there's even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you celebrate Hanukkah. You might celebrate Hanukkah, or you might celebrate some other big holiday in December. And so I'm fucked from all angles.
But this poor little girl doesn't even get gifts she wants for Christmas. This is a
Yeah,
5-year-old. She just wants her Barbie dolls and stuff. Like her Disney
yeah.
princess,
Like
her
Let
Paw
the kid have
Patrol.
its hyperfixation.
And she's getting Legos that she could care less
yeah,
about. She wants the Paw Patrol, the
yeah,
princess dolls.
yeah.
But
Let this
Give her
kid
Paw Patrol.
have like the the things that she's interested in, because like this is gonna the parents don't realize this,
they're
but
treating
this is
it
a
like an
hard.
accessory. Their child is
Yeah,
an accessory to them.
yes, but also it's not even just that. Them doing this is going to cause this child to present them and their extended family on
For never
because
getting
of the
something
fact.
they actually want.
Yeah, because I know, because like I as a kid, I still like complain about the fact that as a 12-year-old my aunt got me an Elmo game.
My parents didn't get me an American Girl doll, even though I asked for one for 3 years in a row, and I was still angry about it, even though I know damn well that that was such an expensive doll, and I didn't even actually want one that bad. Like, I would not
Yeah.
have played with it. It was
my
just because
only
everyone
complaint,
else had one, so I thought it was cool.
my only complaint is my aunt, who very much knew me, very much saw me almost every day of her life, gives me a perfume, knowing I am damn allergic to half of the perfumes. I have to have certain smell ones because I am allergic.
Once again, you're just a whole bundle of fucked.
What the fuck? Look, I
I
didn't
do
ask to
resent
be
the
allergic to
makeup.
floral scents.
I resent the makeup gifts when I was like 12 because first of all, I was
I still
12.
do.
What was I gonna
Yeah,
do with lipstick? I wasn't wearing
yeah,
lipstick when I was 12. I wasn't even wearing makeup when I was 12. I didn't start
yeah.
wearing even like mascara until I was probably like
I hated
14.
it.
Can we
Give it twice.
normalize? Can we normalize like extended family actually talking to your parents, or
Yes,
your
that's
parents
what my
talking to
extended family
you?
does now. It's like, why couldn't you have done that when I was a
Yeah.
kid?
Can we
Again,
normalize that? Because you're gonna if you do that, it's gonna show that this kid that you actually care about what they want.
Yeah.
no,
And it's
because
like,
I'm gonna have to do that this year because I'm going to Mexico and I'm gonna talk to my aunt and be like, hey, can you ask um some of the cousins what do they like? Because I'm gonna bring some stuff. And by the
mhm.
way, it's only to the kids. Only to the kids I'm willing to gift anything.
I'm probably
Um,
not buying for any of my
maybe
younger
my
cousins. I
grandmother and
have a
my grandpa.
lot of younger cousins, guys. I will literally go into debt if I try and buy a gift for every one of them.
You
There's
see,
too many children. Too many children.
I
Everyone
think
started
what
having
I'm gonna
babies at the same
do.
time.
Ew, um, I think what I'm gonna do is only give to the ones I actually know directly. So like my younger cousin,
I'll get my siblings
who's
gifts
like
and that's
14 or
that's
something.
it. And parents. I
Like I
get my
said, I'm going to
parents.
Mexico. I kind of need to bring something from the
That
States
is
to them.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna gift like my plan because one of my cousins just got out of surgery is to gift him something, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can find a nice brooch from my grandmother who loves her brooches. I don't know what I'm giving
My
my
grandma
grandpa.
doesn't
I
like
might find
jewelry or makeup, so I don't shop for her. She's difficult.
my grandma isn't. She loves her brooches. I think for
uh
my grandpa, I don't know what I'm gonna get him. Maybe have you guys ever seen like those remakes of Game Boy devices?
yeah.
No.
Have all the games. I think I'm gonna get him one of those if
Mhm.
I can. Again, if. because he loves video games.
That's nice.
Ooh.
I
Also,
see where I
the
get
other
it
thing
from.
that pissed me off about receiving makeup when I was 12, I was an art kid. All you had to do was get me a set of pencils and I would have been happy. Just
No. You know what I resented as a kid?
the art cases, the
I
cases.
fucking hate those art cases. Those art cases were full of shit.
Yeah, it's like
Sorry.
I'd rather you spend the same amount of money and just get me like a thing of like markers, that like liners. That's all I would
I
have
had
wanted.
to tell. No. You don't understand. I had to tell family members to stop buying me art supplies. I told them, if you're gonna buy me something art related, let me buy it myself.
It's
I
like
know where to get the good shit.
here's a
You guys are
skin
buying me
tone.
shit.
Here's a portrait pack of Prismacolor pencils that you can spend the exact same amount you would have spent on one of those cases, but it's actually good supplies that I'll use. Those ones are going to end
Yeah,
up in the trash. Because what am I going
or
to do?
to
They're
my
worse than
soul.
Crayola. I would have rather you got me Crayola colored pencils.
They are dried up chalk markers
They're
that do
the
not even
worst.
color.
They're the worst. I hated them.
So
Luckily,
bad.
I never got them, but someone got one of my
Oh,
younger
I got them.
siblings it, and I was so mad
Um,
because my younger sibling
yeah.
doesn't even like art. I was like, so you got me the makeup. That sibling likes makeup. I
It's just
don't.
switch under the table.
Yeah.
And like,
I was like,
here you
here's all the
go.
makeup I got. Give me the art supplies. I saw that you got some art supplies. Hand them over.
Like, just a quiet switcheroony. All right,
Nobody's gotta know.
all
No,
right.
because me and my
Let's.
brother, when we had something like that, we looked at each other, swap we didn't want from we swap.
Let's roll the wheel.
Yeah. All
Oh yeah,
right.
roll the wheel. Roll the
Roll.
wheel.
Next week's topic
Give
is
me dreams, give me dreams, give me dreams.
not dreams.
Fuck!
Social media.
Hooray!
Ooh.
There's a whole lot to unpack with that.
The fact that I
Reminds
don't
me
use
when I
it.
quitted.
What? What, Augusto?
Oh, reminds me when I quit it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
Hashtag
down a rough time range here.
ban the stalkers, guys. Can we ban stalkers?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, that's a thing to get into next episode. All right, so that was this episode. We read and we talked, and we honestly got onto some rambles a little bit, and
To be
that's what you
fair,
gotta expect
it's
from this
fine.
podcast.
A lot of the rambles were about
It's a
entitlement,
staple.
except for the Christmas
It
gift rant.
Yeah, it's a It's a staple of the podcast at this point. If you haven't gotten used to it, I
What
hope
are
you
you doing
do.
here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yippee!
You're not gonna change.
We're not gonna change. This isn't gonna change. We're always gonna be ramblers. But with
Yappers
that
at
being
heart.
said, that was this episode. That was our slash entitled parents. We'll likely come back to this topic in the future so we can read
I
more.
hope not.
It's
want
still in the
dreams.
wheel. It's a Reddit story. It's a Reddit one, so we will come back eventually. You might get dreams soon. Augusta's been waiting for the dreams episode since we started.
It was one of the first topics we even like mentioned doing too. We probably
Augusto has
talked
been
about dreams in the
begging.
red flags one.
I'm
Yeah.
screaming, crying, please.
There's
Wheel,
so
I am holding you threateningly.
Hey Wheel,
Say
hey
one word,
Wheel,
fuck.
I just want another spooky topic. Just give me a spooky topic and I'll die happy.
Wheel,
Hold
let me talk about my
I'm gonna roll it
nightmares that are
again to see
realistic.
if we would have gotten
Please.
dreams. We wouldn't have gotten
Please.
dreams.
I will burn down a tree that's already dying.
Yeah.
We are for
Please.
the environment here.
And wildfires.
I feel like at some point it would be really funny if we had the background changed to just a burned forest. Yeah, just for the bit.
It's okay, when we get to episode 50 without dreams, then I'll do that.
My camera just kill itself?
Yeah. If we get to 50 episodes without dreams, yeah, that we need that. I need that in my life because it's
I will
so
put a
funny.
torch in Augusto's hand and
Anyways,
change the background to
that
fire.
I just want dreams, guys. I just want the topic dreams. Please.
all right.
I will be so happy.
Oh my god. Well, that has been this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys had a lovely time in the Grove. I've been Ace.
I was Tori. I don't think I am anymore.
I'm Augusta. Bye bye. Now leave.
Bye. Have a great rest of your days, nights, or whatever it is, and don't get lost.
Damn it, you almost forgot to say it again.
I knew I was leading into it.
Goodbye.
It's actually not
Bye.
working anymore.
Get out of here.
What the fuck?
Goodbye.
Get out of here.